Grown Folks Production. In the mix. With the Commish, Nate.
Woo-wee. Welcome to a Monday version. It's always Monday version. I don't know what I'm talking about. Welcome to Press Pass Live, your weekly OMFL podcast show. That's right, the world's longest online CFM. And Trey, we're almost to episode number 300. Can you believe 300 times we have turned on a camera of some sort and recorded a version of Press Pass Live? I don't even know what I'm doing with my arms and my hands right now, but I'm excited that we're almost to 300.
Yeah, it's pretty freaking cool. I mean, if you look at a lot of franchises, they don't have something like this. And the fact that we're pushing 300 episodes, that's essentially almost 6 years of doing this consecutively.
Yeah, it is. It's nuts what we have been able to do here at the OMFL and in Grown Folks. And on top of that, we have added almost, I think the exact number is, I just had it, 60. I think we're almost at 60 new subscriptions in 30 days, and that has primarily been because of our YouTube charts. So shout out to all the new subs coming in. Come hang out with the family. If you're an adult gamer, come check us out, okay? If you play Madden, if you play a shooter, if you play 2K, if you play golf, if you play it, we got a group of humans that play it here. PlayStation, Xbox, we got a group. Come on. Come hang out with us, grownfolksoc.com. And rumors are, Trey, before we jump into today's episode, what's up, Kev, that there's a name change that will be coming to the Grown Folks community this summer. I am kind of excited about some of the early things that we're starting to think about here, already starting to turn our attention to the summertime. It's always a relaunch for us as we get ready for the August launch of Madden. And we got some new games coming, man. We've got a new football game that's going to drop here, I think, in the next couple of months. It's probably not going to be something we can look at immediately, but it's giving us a glimpse into the future. We had a couple of new wrestling games coming, a couple of new shooter games coming. Who knows what Madden's going to throw at us? So I'm excited for the summertime to get here. A lot of new stuff. I'm also ready to jump into season 105. Are you ready to jump into it with me?
I've been jumped into it, and I'm ready to jump into talking about it finally.
Let's get going. What's up, Bill? What's up, Kevin? What's up, Denbrew? Good to see you guys. Do me a favor, hit the like button. Helps us out a ton. Let's talk about our favorite game from the last couple of advances. We do have OMFL news today, so a lot of us to get into. Too early Commissioner Power Rankings, favorite game, even going to take a little bit of a look at the mailbag, which was empty a while ago, by the way. So there's still plenty of time to get your mailbag questions in there. Trey, give me your favorite game from the last few advances.
It's the one that I got to catch my eye on. Happened to be you and Mr. Meek and the Seahawks. That was a well put together game you put there, Nate.
It was a hell of a game. You know what I believe about Meek and his Seahawks, but go ahead and talk about what caught your eye out of this game.
So I'd watched the previous 2 weeks, and it seemed like Roy had been kind of just reverting to old habits of just missing easy passes. And it seems like something just clicked because, 272 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and only 1 interception, as well as only being sacked twice, means the offensive line that you have really elite pretty much stepped up for the majority of the game.
He did a really good job of shutting down Kamara. You can see 22 attempts, only 68 yards. But the problem is that Ben Hunt broke off a couple of them, including a long 16-yard or 20-yard touchdown run. Chris Olave had a pretty good game. And yeah, there was if you watch that stream, you can see that I went off on a couple of rants. There were a few times that was just come on, that should be a completed pass. He's already too far back. I should be able to throw it in there. And Nate's slowly learning that there are just some things you can't do in Madden that even though they make logical sense, they make physics sense. I don't even know if that's a thing, but that's how I'm wording it today. It just didn't make sense when you were playing it, but somehow, man, we took that thing into overtime and we were able to come away with a victory. Thanks for shouting out my game. I've actually got to go, where's it at? Why am I not seeing it here? Okay, hold on. My old brain just completely whiffed on where this game is, but I watched the very end of this game. Here it is right here. Browns and Steelers. This was an epic battle between two really good teams. I'm sure we're going to talk about the Steelers a whole lot. I know you're excited to see Penguins go back over to his Pittsburgh Steelers, but he is rebuilding a team that was not his, that was not really built to win immediately. He's got a lot of work ahead of him, but you can see he's competing with the big dogs over here. This was one of those games I really wanted to pick in the gold sheet and other games. But I was like, I don't know what Browns team's going to show up. I don't know what Steelers team's going to show up, and this was an epic battle. Browns drive down. I think that they ended up kicking a field goal to tie this game, go into overtime. He actually gave Pittsburgh the ball first. Pittsburgh completes a big open pass on a third down. Browns come down, hit sticking, fumble, Browns ball, go down, get the field goal to win this one in overtime. A classic game, 264 passing yards for the Steelers, 142 rushing yards for the Cleveland Browns, 7 turnovers. The turnover machine was turned on in this one, but look at the time of possession, Trey. 20 minutes to only 13 minutes for the Browns. Anytime you hold the ball almost 2 for 1, you expect to win that game. Just wasn't going to be meant to be whenever you turn the ball over 5 times. Russell Wilson, he struggled. 16 for, 34 for 47% completion percentage. He was sacked 5 times, threw 5 interceptions. That's just not going to get it done in the OMFL. You can see David, is it Nowik? I never can say his last name. How do you say his last name? Njoku. You're so much better at that than I am. 6 receptions, 118 yards. That's going to drive you nuts if you're the Pittsburgh defense. And even if it's within the rules, you want to just tick out and go off a little bit.
Is this in the rules?
Well, I don't know. I didn't do the math, and I didn't get any kind of complaint. The complaint may be coming, but TBD on that one. I don't know that it's coming, and according to everything else, it's all legit. Really good game, fun game. You missed it if you didn't watch that one. Hopefully that gets, submitted for the instant classic game of the week here in 105. I have a bunch that I have. Denbru's in chat. He says it's legit. I'm not gonna lie, Denbru. Legit or not, I would have wanted to punch a baby cat because that just
if
is.
We're going off completions, he's over. So we targeted more than you.
Yeah, it does go by targets. So there is a lot of wiggle room right there in between the targets. Oh, just why? Because it's a tight end. I just hate seeing. And personally, it's like the one thing that you play against that drives you insane is seeing a tight end just go absolutely berserk on you. Guess what? I'm gonna have one tonight. Third downs, the Falcons, man, he knows how to find freaking Pitts every single time, and it feels like no matter what I do, I can't guard that guy, so it just drives me insane.
Don't worry, Nate. I'm talking about Denver doing this, and about immediately after we start press time, I've got to go deal with Denbru.
Denbru, I will not be watching your game. I did not say, neither did Trey, that you did anything wrong. I just says it. Big stud, fast tight ends drive me insane. It's like Kevin said in chat, I got to deal with Pitts week in and week out, and it's just not something I look forward to. We are already here, our first break. Let's get over to OMFL News number 1. We only have 3 of them, and when we come back, Trey, we're going to do it. We're going to unveil the commissioner's way too early power rankings. Guys, we'll be right back.
What's up, OMFL fans? It's Tony Bono here with some more exciting news from around the OMFL right here on Press Pass Live with your OMFL news break. So let's get to it. We're going to look at some rookies from season 105 who's making an impact. Justice Walker is our number 1 impact player so far on the offensive side. Let's just take a look at daddyleaks.com just to see how much Walker is doing for New England. He is a hidden dev, 21 years of age. So far in the season, he has 83 completions at 147 attempts. Currently is 56% passing, 1,128 yards, 7.7 yard average, 9 touchdowns. He's only taken 5 sacks, 10 interceptions, and has scored 61 points on the fantasy football there in the OMFL. Let's take a look at a couple other players. Theodore Ginn Jr. from Minnesota. He is the top rusher so far on the rookie department. He plays for the Vikings. He's just been elevated to starting position. He's had 62 attempts, 267 yards, 4.3 yards average, long of 19, 2 touchdowns, and has 38 points in fantasy football. Like to see that a little bit higher there, Mr. Ginn. All right, and then the receiving, you have a couple guys actually making some impacts. Tom Bradley from Buffalo, 541 yards, and Joseph Sharp with the Giants. Let's take a look. Let's see. Daddy League says Mr. Bradley. Takes it a while to pull up here, but Mr. Bradley has 26 receptions. Not a lot of receptions, but he is making the most of it. 541 yards, 20.8 yards a catch, 93 along, and then 5 touchdowns. He has 84 fantasy points. Way to go there, Mr. Bill. He's found him an impact player on the outside. Let's take a look at Joseph Sharp, shall we? For the Giants. And Daddy League pulls this up here for us. He's a 72 overall. He actually has 23 receptions, 394 yards, 17.1 yard average, 82 for the long, and 7 touchdowns with 81 points for fantasy football. And we'll take a quick look at the defensive side. We won't pull up full stats, but one Wall from Detroit, 16 tackles. Walker from Las Vegas with 11. Houston has Devontae Warner with 11 as well. Lyle Judge from Atlanta with 3 sacks. Kyle Franklin from New Orleans with 2. And then we have Paul Kemp from Minnesota. Adrian Shepard from Minnesota. Damian Fox and Keon Worthy all with 1 pick for their teams respectively. So that'll be it for your rookie spotlight. So we'll turn it back to you, Nate, and Press Pass Live. So stay tuned.
All right, there you have it, Mr. Tony Bono, breaking it down. I love when Tony talks to himself. He's always like talking himself in or out of something, and I just love it whenever he does that. All right, it is time. Way too early, Commish Power Rankings. We'll go through these one by one, and then after that, I'll get Trey to come tell me why I'm absolutely wrong about this. Let's get it started right here with number 5. Slightly new graphic, not really totally new, but I adjusted them just a little bit. Coming in at number 5 is going to be Mr. Kevin and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You have to just kind of tip your cap to what Kevin has done in Tampa. I kind of gave him a hard time the other day and said, like, his energy is a whole lot better whenever he's winning. Oh, Eeyore Kevin over there was just like, talking about how bad he was and how terrible he was last season. Man, he has turned it around this season, and I know that I've experienced the exact same thing to happen to my team. Sometimes we have that season where we're absolutely untouchable, and then you have the season where you're like, nothing changed. I don't know what happened to my team. But Kevin has his team undefeated right now. They are rocking and rolling, an early lead that he doesn't look to relinquish right here in the NFC South. I like Kevin as my number 5 team. Coming in at number 4, though, it's going to be Denbrew and the Cincinnati Bengals. Mr. Denbrew, I feel like he thinks he's disrespected all the time. He's like the Michael Jordan of the OMFL. He makes up things in his head. Oh, Little Kosh, that's right. I messed it up. Denbrew, that's my bad. That's on me. And I think I just messed the teams up. I think it's supposed to be the Browns here, and that's exactly who I wanted to go with. Maybe it's not. It doesn't matter.
Hold on.
I know. I told you. I hate
2 team.
Wait, what? Yes, you're right. It's supposed to. I know it's supposed to be the Bengals, but like I hate Denbrew that he's done this to me. That he is a Bengals fan. Everything is about the Bengals. I played him as the Bengals. He switches to the Browns to let Little Koch have, and I'm just like, oh, it's Little Koch, okay? Anyway, but Denbrew, he is like the Michael Jordan of the OMFL, where he completely always is like looking for a way to be disrespected so he can use it as poster board material and motivate himself. But anyway, we got to give Little Koch some respect. Little Koch went all the way. He was a team that not only won his division, but a team that a lot of us thought was going to go on a deep run. And the wheels kind of fell off for him early against the Miami Dolphins. But look, the Miami Dolphins got red hot in the playoffs of last year. He is right back at it. He's got the Cincinnati Bengals winning once again. He is my number 4 team. We'll just erase everything else that we've been talking about. Coming in at number 3, it's going to be Big Hurt and the Chicago Bears. I mean, look, Big Hurt had a tough season last year. He started to figure it out late. He made a run. He gets into the playoffs. And honestly, Davenport single-handedly won that game for me with 6 sacks. But, man, he's got that team right back in it. A big, big victory against the champion Detroit Lions and your team. What I think that was last advance here. Massive victory for the Chicago Bears. I got Big Hurt coming in at number 3. At my number 2 team, it's Dwayne and the Dallas Cowboys. These are way too early, but Dwayne is like a staple on the powerhouse power rankings, the Commish power rankings here in the OMFL. How can he not? This guy just wins week in and week out, and even when he struggles, he figures it out and gets it back on the winning team. I got him as my number 2 power rankings. And then coming in at number 1, it just feels good not to have the San Francisco 49ers here. I've got the Indianapolis Colts and our guy, Cincy Berg, another Bengals fan. We've got way too many of those in our league already. Cincy Berg has to get this number 1 spot. He came out of nowhere, winning last year with a quarterback that most of us couldn't win with Michael Thomas, who Nate definitely couldn't win with Hines going. I mean, not Hines, with what's his running back's name? Why am I?
Jonathan Taylor.
Taylor. Just going off on the league. He makes a run, gets into the playoffs, comes away with a couple big victories, but then ran against a couple of buzzsaws. But he's got his team undefeated right there early in season 105. Colts, Cowboys, Bears, Bengals, Buccaneers. Trey, tell me why I'm wrong.
You've got the top 5 correct. I just think there's a little bit of that. Because as much as it pains me to say this, Hurt deserves to be 1.
Wow. Even taking into consideration what happened in season 104?
Yeah, because taking into consideration of how rough his season was, the fact that he has gone up against 2 potential favorites to make it to the OMFL Bowl and beat them, with both me and Denbrew, you have to take that into consideration. His other 2 games against, on the lower end, he mopped the floor with his opponent. He's doing what he should be doing. The only reason I don't have Cincy ahead of him is because I don't know if his game against D-Money was actually against D-Money or not. If it was against D-Money, then I'd put Cincy in first and Hurt second. And then Wayne, I love Wayne now because breaking news there. But he's just on the verge of like almost losing these games. That's concerning to me. So that's why I'd put him at the 3 spot.
That's hard to argue. I'm going to put up a poll right now. Who's your number 1 OMFL team this early? We're going to see what everybody else thinks. We're going to put we'll put the Bears up there. We'll put the Colts up there. We're going to put the Cowboys up there. You know what? We're going to do an other. And you got to write the other in to the chat. We'll see what guys think. We'll put it out there. Ask the community. Let's see what everybody thinks. We're going to get it up there. While you are voting, while you are giving me your top 5 in the chat, we're going to go to another OMFL news. And when we come back, Trey, we're going to start talking about way too early MVP candidates. We'll be right back.
Thank you, Nate, and welcome back to the OMFL News right here on Press Pass Live. It's time for Power rankings. That's right. Power rankings in the OMFL news with Tony Bono's version. And let's get into it. At number 10, we have the LA Chargers at 3-1. Mr. Pepper, we got the team rolling. He's got some weapons. I think he just made a big trade also with a new right tackle that he received from his partner on the NFC side, LA Rams. So thanks, Tim, for gift wrapping something for Pepper there. So anyway, all right. Number 9, we have the Dolphins at 3-1. Massimo trying to repeat as the AFC champion. We'll see what happens. And at number 8, we have another AFC East partner there, and the Bills at 3-1 currently also at number 8. And then at number 7, we have the defending OMFL champion, Mr. Trey, and the Lions at 2-2. One of those was a CPU sim, so he probably would be somewhere in 3-1, I think. But we got him at number 7. And then a newcomer to the power rankings at number 6, we have the Commanders at 3-1. Mr. Bird, he was currently over with the Cardinals the previous season. Now he's with the Commanders. Got them rolling 3-1, and he's at number 6. At number 5, we have the Bucks and Mr. Kevin at 4-0. That's right, the Bucks are leading the NFC South right now, and they're looking to make a thing happen here in season 105. So keep an eye on this team. And at number 4, we have the Colts and Cincyberg at 4-0. Cincyberg has his team rolling. He's got a good defense, solid offense, and watch out for this team. And then at number 3, we have the Bengals and Little Koch at number 4-0 right now. His defense is playing really good. His offense is just outstanding, and he's putting up some video game numbers. Oh, that's right, we are playing a video game. Anyway, but he's at number 3. And then at number 2, we have, drumroll please, the Bears and Mr. Hurt, Big Hurt, 4-0. He's your number 2 team in the Bono Power Rankings. And then number 1, let the trumpets sound. It is the Dakota Nightmare and the Dallas Cowboys at 4-0. Dwayne is back. Watch out. And that's your power rankings. We'll turn it back over to Nate and the guys. So stay tuned. Do not touch that dial or turn off YouTube or whatever you're watching or listening, because you're going to miss something good. All right. We'll catch you later.
Bono, I love you. But picking Dwayne number 1 is lazy, okay? We can pick Dwayne and D-Money number 1 in most of these power rankings. That's a lazy take, Tony Bono. You can do better. All right, let's talk about our way too early MVP candidates. And I'm going to throw you a bit of a curveball. I'm actually going to change my first one. I'm going to change it up a little bit, so hopefully it doesn't mess with you. And since I'm changing it up, I'm going to actually let you go first. We're each going to give 2. These are our way too early MVP candidates. Give me your first way too early MVP candidate.
I've got to head inside your division there, Mr. Nate, and head over to the Carolina Panthers, Mr. Safety Jeremy Chin. I mean, the dude seems to just be ball hawking everywhere. He's wherever it is, making tackles. And if he's not making tackles, he's taking the ball and giving it to the offense, because he's got 6 interceptions in 4 weeks, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, 9 solo tackles, 25 assists, 34 total tackles, 1 for a loss, 6 interceptions, 2 deflections. Does Madden show us touchdowns? Let's see. Yes, 1 touchdown already in just 4 games.
102-yard return.
That's just absolutely nuts. I'm going to actually stay in my division, and hopefully this doesn't mess up your second one. This is the one that I am changing up a little bit. I go Steve Ryder of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and it's when I pulled this up and I looked at the one I was originally going to pick, and then I went, oh, I can't do that. 13 tackles? I don't know what I just did there. 13 touchdowns For Steve Ryder, this third-year quarterback out of Vanderbilt, only 4 interceptions, 64% completion percentage, 1,059 yards, 64 of 100. He's got 43 of a long. He's been sacked 9 times. He's averaging 264 yards per game. Steve Ryder, this guy is going, if he keeps this up, he is going to be your MVP in the OMFL. I love what I'm seeing from Steve Ryder.
And my second, he's not producing the yards, but he's producing the touchdowns. It's Cincy with Jonathan Taylor. He only has 224 yards this season running, but he's got 7 touchdowns on the season, which leads the OMFL so far.
Why do you think that happens when you see guys that have these massive touchdown lists, but for whatever reason, the yards just aren't there yet?
It's part of me just comes to the, he's got a high passing offense now. As we saw coming out from Michael Thomas's performance, I think he added upon that, getting a quarterback that fits him more. So I think it's more Jonathan Taylor's getting that ball in the short yardage and not so much expected to make those big first down plays.
All right, going for my second one. This one has already been talked about in the board chat. I've already let Denbrew know. Okay, this can be your bulletin board material if you need it, Denbrew. All love, but Myles Garrett, my God, 15 sacks. We played 4 games. We've played 4 games. He's got 15 sacks already. That's over 3 sacks a game. This guy is gonna shatter the record. Maybe not. I don't know. Madden. What was that? Madden 19, Madden 18, whatever that Madden was, where we had guys breaking the record every single season. But man, he's gonna get close if he keeps this up. 15 sacks. And he tried to sell me on this idea of he hasn't played a good left tackle yet. Nay. This guy is just a madhouse. The 8th year pro out of Texas A&M's got 24 tackles. Only 8 of those tackles are assists. He's got 16 solo tackles, 15 tackles for loss, 15 sacks in the season. Let's see, does he have a touchdown? He's got 2 forced fumbles, no touchdown yet, but I'm telling you, it's coming for Mr. Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett is a just crazy man right now for the Cleveland Browns, absolutely going off for them.
Hasn't played a good left tackle yet.
Yeah.
Hold this. I need to go look into this. I want to see if this is a statement. Okay, faced a second year rookie, pretty much. Okay, that stands. But I think he's got the Texans and the Steelers. Let's go down here. Yeah, second year guy, not really fully developed. Okay, I can get that. Texans. Yeah, Orlando Brown. Okay, argument there. And then to the Jets.
Yeah, good offensive line.
They're not that bad to give up 4 sacks a game almost.
It's crazy. He is on a madhouse tear right now and will be one of the primary reasons that the Cleveland Browns can turn things around. We only had 3 of you vote. Yeah, we've only had 3 of you vote for the poll. That's a little disappointing. You guys could have voted, but it was a complete tie between the Bears, the Colts, and the Cowboys. One each of those guys. Oh, now Denver's telling us to stop. No, we will not stop. You need to stop sacking people.
Oh, sure. We don't talk about the AFC. And he can talk about the AFC.
All right, we're going to go to our last Tony Bono, and when we come back, we'll open up the mailbag with out to maybe get a nap. Both of us stayed up all weekend watching a WrestleMania. Maybe we can even talk a little WrestleMania before we get out of here. Last Tony Bono, and we'll get right back.
What is up? We are back with the final segment of the OMFL news, and it's kind of the wrap with different topics. Today we're going to talk about
Uh-oh. Hello?
All right, are we back now? Trey, there we are. My audio completely crashed in the middle of the Tony Bono. So we're going to restart Tony Bono. When we come back, we're going to do it again.
What is up? We are back with the final segment of the OMFL news. And so it's kind of the wrap up. Sometimes I come up with different topics, but today we're going to talk about Bully of the Week. Yeah, that's right. Week 4 bully was Little Koch and the Bengals. They picked on those poor innocent birds from Baltimore. The Ravens were helpless. I think it was a CPU, but still 52-10. Oh, Little Koch, where's the mercy? Where's the mercy? It was just gut-wrenching. The defense feasted on Jackson for a total of 6 sacks, and your sack leader from that game was Osaya, defensive end from Texas. He had 3 sacks, and then the interceptions was dominated by Q Nix. What's up with all these weird names? Quantavious. Jeez. He had 2 on the day. Taylor Britt had 1. Stallworth had 1. If you've never seen this cornerback, he's 6'4", 219 pounds. I mean, he's a bouncer. So, yeah. So, Little Koch, I'm calling you out. You're the bully of the week, man. We don't like bullies. I'm just kidding. In the OMFL, you got a bully around. So, watch out for this bully, folks, because he's 4-0 and he's coming for you. Hide your lunch money because he's going to take it. All right, that's it. Back to Nate and the guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more. And we'll be back the next time on Press Pass Live with the OMFL News with yours truly, Tony Bono. Have a good one.
Mr. Tony Bono killing the game, and just like me, we can't pronounce any of these names. So if you got a question, right now is the time to throw it in chat. But before we talk a little WrestleMania and bore everybody to death who's not a wrestling fan, I just seen a stat. As Tony Bono was on there, I figured I'd go through the team stats and just have those on the screen. The craziest stat through week 4, we're in week number 5, just got here this morning, I think, is that the San Francisco 49ers have 0 interceptions. Huh? How's that possible?
How much has he played?
I don't know. That's the big question. I don't know how much he has played. All right, get your questions in the chat if you have them. Let's talk about WrestleMania. Did you enjoy are you a 2-day event fan? I love the 2 days, but do you like the 2 days?
After watching WrestleMania 5 in the 10 hours of I'm so glad the pandemic hit for the sole reason it made 2-day events.
I also love New Japan, and they do their 2-day event to kick off every single year. And I just love the stories that you can build. You don't have to watch, I went to WrestleMania 32 and it literally felt like a 12-hour day. It just was the longest show. You were just absolutely exhausted when it was all said and done. Biggest surprise probably isn't going to shock me. What was your biggest surprise coming out of the WrestleMania 2-day event?
That Brock Lesnar made us look strong for the first 30 seconds of the match.
I also thought for sure he was going to lose that match. I thought that was his retirement match. He's going to lose it. He's going to fade off into the sunset. My biggest one was last night. I did not see Cody not winning. I am over the Cody story. I'm over Cody. I'm not into it. But I thought for sure, like all the stars aligned, there was no way they weren't going to give him the championship. And when he didn't win, I was waiting for them to come out and like restart the match because of all the tomfoolery that went on. And when it logged out, I was like, oh, that's really how they're ending this right now. That was a shocker for me.
Part of me thinks this morning's announcement.
Yeah, maybe so. What was your favorite match from the 2 days?
It was the match that I was looking forward to, and it lived up to expectations and beyond, and that was Gunther, Drew, and Sheamus.
Yeah, it was a good one. Those dudes went at it. I'm going Charlotte Ripley. Those two women beat the hell out of one another. Like, that was strong style stuff. Those two ladies went at it, and I'm a Charlotte mark. To just be honest, I enjoy watching Charlotte do her thing. I think men or women, she's one of the top performers out there, and to watch those two just beat the hell out of one another, it was a really fun match. I did kind of hate the every match, big match at least, felt like it was sort of the same. Outside of like the multi-people match, just the one-on-one matches, the big ones felt like it was, hit 50 finishers, kick out of 50 finishers, and then finally after 20 minutes we would get a winner. And then the Cody and Roman match started going that way, and I thought for sure that's how that was going to end, but it did not. Well, Trey, we've got nothing in the mailbag. We've got nothing in chat. Everybody's being lazy today. I don't know if this was just like caught people on a bad Monday or something, but we've got nothing to unpack. So give us one final closing thought as we wrap things up.
Before I close out on the OMFL stuff, I have to give credit to last night on WrestleMania to one little individual girl, because I don't know if you caught the press conference afterwards.
A little.
Triple H let know that the girl that was doing the contortionist stuff in Bianca Belair's entrance, that morning she found out that her mom. So I gotta give props to her for having that much emotional distress come out and still put on a performance like she did. Bravo to that little girl.
She was also the cutest little thing in the whole world, and I have a grand baby daughter who's 1.5, and so it was just like, tugged at the heartstrings to see that. My closing thought is, number one, I owe everybody an all 22. So that's going to come out soon. I just have not had time. We had the grandbaby this weekend. I didn't get hardly anything accomplished. She literally slept 2 hours on Friday night, and I'm too old for 2 hours of sleep, so it messed up the entire weekend. I will get that in the next 48 hours. We're going to break down the issues that we're still seeing in the OMFL, try to help people out a little bit, and hopefully it'll help kind of fix some of these FPR issues. And I would just say, it's a fun season. We have all these Insta Classic games. Get those things submitted, man. Help me build that library of classic games in the OMFL. I've always wanted to do it. I just haven't had a lot of time to go do it. I want to go back and like rewatch and do like a flat, maybe this summer. Maybe that's a good summertime thing, to go back and rewatch games from that past Madden and just like turn them on and just watch them and give commentary and talk about them. I think that would be a blast. I love the NFL Network. They do all that. You can go back and rewatch those games. So for Mr. Trey of your champion Detroit Lions, we haven't said it this show, we need to say it. For Nate and all the leadership here in the OMFL, thank you guys for hanging out with me. Come hang out with me tonight, 9:30 p.m. Central. I'm going to be playing the Falcons. I owe him one, so we'll see if we can do that, even though I still haven't stopped Pitts on third down. So we'll see if we can do that for this next one. Until we see you next Monday, I love you. Know that you matter. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you at the next one. Peace.
Smash that like and subscribe.